What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Kristen Ayana, and before we get into this episode, I just gotta say, make sure that y'all subscribe, like, and turn those post notifications on, and stay tuned with Black Talk Radio. Welcome to Black Talk Radio, hosted by Kristen Ayana. Listen as we discuss the latest in Black culture, Black news, and Black entertainment. What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Kristen Ayana, and welcome back to Black Talk Radio, where we discuss the latest in Black culture, news, and entertainment. Now, I'm super duper excited because I got a very special guest in the building. Who do I have today?
Justice Samari. How you doing today, Kristen?
I'm good. How are you? First of all, I'm so glad that you finally got to come to Black Talk. We're going to get into some things today.
It's beautiful, and I like the pink. Everything is mad nice in it.
Thank you. Very girly. Very girly. I'm just a girl, you know. Now, first, I do want to let everybody know how we met, though. I feel like we've been connected for a while, so I'm, super excited that you got to be on Black Talk. So can you just let them know, how did we meet?
Sure. So I met Kristen at Breezy Lynn's listening party. This was sometime last year. Yeah. And everybody was, walking up to her, and, as they walked in, I'm like, damn, who are they talking to? I asked them, why is everybody coming up and talking to you? She's like, oh, this is, I coordinated the whole situation. So I'm like, oh, let me get your Instagram. We connected on Instagram. And I seen she did that on the podcast. I invited her to a listening party she didn't come to. That was cool, though.
I'll be a little bit.
Yeah. And then we met again at
an event at Republic.
Republic event, and we locked in from there. She tapped in with somebody from my team, Aladdin. They set this up, and now we're here. So
yes, yeah. I do remember that night at Breezy Lynn's party, though, because you really came up to me yo, everybody keep talking to you. What's up? What's up? But I didn't even look at it that way because I feel like at that event specifically, it was a lot of people that I knew in media for years. So, a lot of my homegirls, a lot of my friends. But I just love that we got to connect on that level.
For sure.
That was a fun party. It's crazy, though, because I'm not a party person.
No, me either. Not
at all. I don't really like
I enjoy a good time. I enjoy being outside. It's a good time. It was a cool vibe in it, for sure. I met some, people I went to high school was in the Breezy, so I was like, oh shit, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, shout out to Breezy. We had her on the show too, but we had her a while ago. So that's also how I got connected to Breezy Lynn. So when I first got this studio in 2023, she was my first guest here. Yeah, so that's how when we just stay connected. I always just support her music. So yeah, but that was a cool event. Like I said, not really a big party person. I also think I don't like clubs too much because I be feeling suffocated.
Yeah, I never did too much clubbing. Mm-hmm. I turned 21. I turned 21 in 2018. Okay. And that was I'm the club.
At least it wasn't COVID.
Yeah, right. The club for me was nah. It looked cool, it looked fun, but I don't like strip clubs too much because I don't like just throwing money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the smell in the strip club isn't one of my favorite smells.
I've never been to a strip club.
Yeah,
ever.
It's an experience.
I almost went in Miami recently for my birthday, but I never going. I heard the food.
I'm gonna go in Miami.
I heard the food is good, the wings. I'm thinking about the food, not the women.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love the girls.
Yeah, shout out to the girls.
If I pull up to the strip club, I'm gonna give y'all my money.
Yeah, then if you going to go there, you got to do that. Right. But it's so that's not my
vibe.
My vibe for real. You know, but the club in general, I don't. Club culture looks kind of corny to me, right? Everybody in the section, people that's dancing, that's cool, but even that's not my bag. It's crowded, it's a little suffocating. Yeah. But again, if it's a good time, I'm with the right people, I think anything can be fun, for sure.
Would you say well, for those, you didn't even get to say, but for those who don't know, you are a music artist.
Yeah.
So would you say as an artist, you feel that is kind of your job in a sense to be social, and if so, how do you navigate that?
No, as an artist, my job is to create and make stuff that's honest. That's my job. I think what comes with that job as you get into being entertaining, you have to be a little social, be in certain spaces. But even then, I think protecting your peace and keeping yourself in a space where you can keep creating the way you're supposed to create is more important than anything. So if you get burnt out easily from being so social, you can't be so social. You got to know what to go to and what not to go to. I got a team that know where to put me in the right space. Yo, we going to this, we going to this, we going to this. You know what I'm saying? So I have it fairly easy. But if you're an artist, sometimes you're going to get burnt out trying to figure it out, trying to go to everything. But I'm a person, I never really care to like go to everything. Like, I don't have like fear of missing out on nothing.
I feel that. Yeah. I also feel like being in entertainment overall, it's like something always going on every day.
Exactly.
Like there's always an event. So to your point of like finding your peace and like setting those boundaries, like you have to know like, okay, when you can't do something or like when something's not going to work. Because I'm the same way. Like,
and always trying to get you drunk.
Yeah.
Everything got an open bar. They're gonna always try to get you drunk. It's like, bro, you would be drunk all the time.
Every day.
How you gonna do? Yeah, nah.
Because I get invited to so many things, and I'm low key a homebody.
Facts.
So
to the homebodies.
It's like I try to push myself, but it's kind of hard for me to go out. Now, my next question for you: can you just tell everyone, where you from, and of course, like what made you start getting into music?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, from Flatbush, and I got into music super early in my life. I remember I was like, 2, 3 years old. My cousin would take me to the studio with him.
Oh wow!
Right, and so then from there, like I remember my brother dropped a demo when I was like 5 or 6, and his demo was kind of going crazy in DC, and but like that was a thing in my family. Oh, like Kenny's rapping, whatever. And then I get older, like I always lunch table freestyle. So that's always been like something I always felt like I like this. This is fun.
Okay.
And then I get to high school and it's like, my friends was really doing it, right? Like I grew up around like Capital Steez and them, right? So they was like doing it and they were really doing it. They were rapping and they were like taking it somewhere kind of far. So I'm like, oh snap, like so this is a thing I can actually really, really do for real. And it's all I ever saw myself doing career wise. I didn't really have no like hoop dreams like that. I didn't really have there was nothing I really, really wanted to be outside of a rapper from since I was young. So yeah, like this has been a forever thing for me.
I love that. I love also too that you were like you got to be introduced to it at such a young age.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that kind of sets the foundation. And to your point of like you knew like this is what you wanted to do. So it's like you took all the steps needed to like go through that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that again, kind of to reiterate it, like it gives you a glimpse into it, right? Like you seeing like like I said, all it was a studio, right? So like studio sessions they vary depending on the rapper. So my cousin, he was in the mix with like Duck Down Entertainment, right? So like there's just weed smoking there, like there's a bunch of dudes in the studio, everybody's rapping. It's kind of an aggressive setting, but again, that's also like my first real introduction to like men at work. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get around men that was like working like super regular jobs till I got older.
Okay.
So like my cousin was rapping, my father was, doing his thing, moving around. So like it was like, yo, like I always saw that as whatever you want to do, you can do. And like for me, rap was that thing for sure.
Yeah, I think that's important too because I feel like for so many like kids, they kind of don't they're not introduced to like different jobs or like different career paths at an early age either. Right. So it's like I appreciate the fact that you were introduced to the rap. It's something that you are passionate about early on because there's so many people that are, that I hear it's like I wanted to do rap but my family was like no. Or like I wanted to sing but like my family wanted me to, have a blue collar job. So I think that's definitely a unique experience within itself for sure.
Yeah, that's like a double-edged sword, right? Where it's like you gotta have that fortitude to follow your own dreams, but at the same time respect that these are people who love you and care about you, and to their credit, they might see something you don't see, right? Where it's like, they might know like, yo, like you a slacker, bro. If you don't got a job, you're not gonna survive out here. Like you don't got it in you to do this, right? But again, you gotta it's your job to prove them wrong. Like yes, I do. So I think that it's not for everybody, and who is for, they in it and they after it. Who is not, they do the other thing.
That's fair. Now I want to get into you being from Brooklyn, because I feel like the people that are from Brooklyn they have really big pride. So can you just tell me a little bit about what it was like?
Where you from?
I'm from Jersey.
People in Jersey got big pride.
We do.
Jersey,
we do.
Ain't that like that? Jersey, like that's y'all ad lib. Y'all say where y'all from.
Jersey, like. Yeah. And I'm Jamaican, so it's like a double
big pride.
Double super.
Yeah, no, I think that people got pride in general. But it's like when you're from somewhere that has a culture to it, and like being with Brooklyn, like when you can say you're from Brooklyn and you actually from Brooklyn, it's like not like your parents is from there, like not you was born there and you left, like you were born and raised in Brooklyn. That comes with sense of pride because everybody from there knows that it's like hurdles you go through. So it's like, yeah, like hell yeah, we got Take pride in Brooklyn for sure. Take pride in being from Brooklyn, and then that just doubles up on whatever culture you come from, just aside from where you from. So,
right.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Brooklyn next weekend. You know, that Vibes Cartel concert.
Oh yeah, you going to that?
Yes, I got my ticket.
Shout outs to that. Those tickets is up there, so she got money. Yeah.
First of all, this is the first concert though. This is the first concert I ever paid for in years because I don't pay to go to concerts because I always get like media pass, blah blah blah, all that. But when the tickets drop, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even messing around.
What day is that show again?
They have April 11th and April 12th. So originally it was April 11th, but then it was sold out that they had to add another show date. So I'm going to the April 12th one, which is a Saturday.
What you doing April 25th?
I'm gonna be at your event.
I was just saying she was gonna say.
Okay, see, you tried to clock my team.
She said it here. She said it here.
Listen, so. You heard it here. I'm gonna pull up. All right, I didn't go to the last one.
Yeah.
I got you on Black Talk. I feel like it's only right.
Yeah, this is better. This one is better too. Like this is something that we, really put a lot of time into, like cultivate. Like doing our own concert, not waiting for somebody to book us. Like we pick the artists we mess with, that we like, that we think is working hard, and we did it ourselves. So I'm glad. Well,
tell everybody all the info so they can pull up too.
Friday, April 25th, 7 p.m. Berlin under A. It's in Manhattan. You can follow me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I have the ticket link in my bio. Pull up, man. It's gonna be some great artists. False 47, Yaya, and myself. We're gonna do it up. We got Aladdin on the ones and twos. Don't call him DJ Aladdin. He don't like that shit. But it's gonna be a great time, for sure.
That's amazing. And I actually think I have an interview with Yaya coming up soon. Yes, I do. Yaya. Shout out to her manager. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll be there. I'll be there to support. It's on the Friday too. Yeah, Friday. It's in Manhattan. Okay,
so you could pop out there, then go do it up in the city.
Yeah, that's not too far from Jersey. Okay. What inspired you to like do this event? Like I know you mentioned, like not waiting for other people to book you for concerts and stuff.
I think it's just something that it's like for us, it's the next logical step, right? Like I think that the path we're taking musically and with our business, it doesn't make sense to wait around to get booked at a showcase or at a concert that's going to have 10, 20, 30 other artists on it, right?
Right.
It's like, I'm going to do 2 or 3 songs, do a set, crowd thins out. They not really here for me. Everybody here got their own agenda. As opposed to taking your time, putting something together yourself and bringing your people out, tapping in with your fans, doing that footwork, right? Getting new fans, working with somebody that's going to help you expand, into other networks and stuff like that, and bringing together a crowd that's there for you and your people to have a good time, and essentially making it a concert. It's not a showcase. Like this is our attempt. Like, shout out to everybody that do their thing with the showcases, but we stepping on that market. Like I don't think that's healthy for the artists for real. You know what I'm saying? It's good for the promoters, it's good for the venues and the bars, but it don't do much for the artists unless it's a showcase that Drewski gonna be at and you can get some radio time. But even then, the artists that don't per se win because they don't got that sound, what are they really gaining from that? They spending money to perform, this, that, and third. So we don't do the pay to play thing. We pay.
I was gonna say, I don't think any artist should be paying to perform.
Hell no.
You're getting got.
Take your time, build your value as an artist, get your fans and your Instagram together, whatever they're looking for, and just let them book you or throw your own shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know you got a homie with a backyard. I know you know somebody that can put something together. Even if you do it outside, it's about to be hot.
Summer, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like do it yourself. But again, that's not everybody's journey, it's not everybody's path.
Yeah.
Some artists should wait. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't for everybody. But for us, for Eternal, like we in here for the long run. Eternal's the name for a reason. So we gotta set up our own infrastructure for everything. We gotta have our own, string of venues we can tap in with to throw our own events, for listening parties, everything. So that's what we own. So yeah.
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a really good event, and also too, I like that there's so much intention behind it. Because to your point, like I do get invited to like a lot of showcases and stuff, and I don't go. Like it's like 20 people on the lineup. Like let's be real. Like
people you don't even know.
Yeah, so it's like I do like smaller events or like smaller lineups or things that are more like specific because I feel like there's more intention behind it, and as for the audience that makes them want to engage more.
For sure, and like people gotta understand the attention span, right? Like you expect this person again who don't know, they might know one person on the bill, right? And you want them to stay for the whole show. You're gonna put 20 motherfuckers up there, sit and watch. who they might like some music, they might not like some music. The musical sounds is going to be all over the place. There's no real curation with most showcases.
Right.
There's some showcases that are super intentional and good with curation. Shout out Taste of Sounds. You know what I'm saying? That's a
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Curation with who they select. You gotta apply there. You know what I'm saying? They have an open mindset, but you gotta apply to perform at their showcase. They're not just picking anybody, right? So shout out to them. But most showcases is money grabs. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay to perform this, that, and the third. Like, nah, that ain't the vibe at all.
I wonder. I feel like music is so like they're always trying to get like artists.
That's business.
Yeah, but I feel like I see it so much more in music. I mean, maybe because like I work in television, so it's like I have like the TV side and the music side to me. But I always feel like I always hear these horror stories, like just with labels or just like with concert venues, and it's like I wonder where that comes from. But I also think it's because for a lot of artists, sometimes it's like there's a little bit of like desperation.
Yeah, and it's like the rush. Like you like, yo, I want to make it so bad. I'm feeling to make it, and it's because you haven't set up your own thing to stand on, right? You don't got no leg to stand on. You don't have like again, you've been waiting to get booked, right? You're waiting for somebody to come book you. Waiting for every opportunity to come knock at your door. You're not like they didn't watch that commercial where dude was like, you say you're gonna do it tomorrow, do it right now. Like they didn't take that for real. Like you gotta do this shit right now. Do it yourself. Like so, we said, yo, we gonna do it ourselves. Like we met some producers that we locked in with. So now we don't gotta wait for opportunity for beats. No, I need beats. Hit my producer. I need beats.
Right.
We don't gotta wait around for studio time. We don't gotta wait around for anything. We can just go do what we want. And now that we can do what we want, and that's our culture as a label, Eternal Sound. That's our culture. So it's like a label has to approach us differently when they do approach us. Like we haven't been like approached by nobody yet, but when they do, if they do, we know that we don't have to take what they offering.
And that's good. I feel like that's a good mindset because I feel like I always talk to artists and I'm like, when a label comes to you and if they see that like you're desperate, they're going to lowball you. Yeah. And not even on a label side, I don't care what you do in life. If you're an influencer, if you're applying to jobs, like, because I've turned down things oftentimes because I'm like, it doesn't align. B, y'all trying to lowball me. But I feel like you have to get to that point as a person to know that, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's like I feel like knowing who you are is like so important in being in entertainment because it truly does like set you up for success and like makes you different.
It's going to test you. Like if you say you're this and they're going to see like, do you really stand? They're going to push every boundary, whether it's like your morals, whatever it is. They're going to push those buttons to see if you sturdy. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely best to enter the game sturdy, like into there with a solid foundation. Like if your house not built on a good foundation, it's gonna crumble. That the first storm, and it gotta be a big one. It's a storm, the strong wind, knock your shit over. So make sure your foundation is good, like, and that's what we are doing right now. Like, we're making sure our foundation is good. Not saying that again, the right business, we on it. Like yes, right business makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
The business just has to be right, and the best way to have the business right when somebody's approaching you is to have your own internal business right.
For sure. Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing that because I feel like that's like a great lesson that so many of our viewers can relate to or even take information from and learn from. Now, it's April. We 4 months into the year. I gotta ask you, what has it been like creating music?
I haven't been super locked into creating music just yet because we've had so much going on with the project that's already out. What Would Justice Do?
Right.
And we still working that project, right? So like we dropped that on the website and on iTunes for purchase, but we're now dropping singles on all the platforms.
Which I did see, and I was playing some of it earlier.
Yeah, I heard it came in. So, yeah, like we into that right now. Like we want to make sure we working the music properly. The same way a label would, right? They don't want you to just keep dropping. Like, drop, but this one, people like this one, let's push this one a little bit more. So we figured out, we got our own data of like what people like so far off the album.
That's good.
And we dropping singles now. You know what I'm saying? So right now, Self-Esteem is out there and singles working. People like it. People are listening to it. And, next comes the visual and everything else that's going to follow that.
That's fire. What made you decide, okay, I want to do iTunes and I don't want to put it all on streaming?
My first project, not my first project, but like the first project I did, I remember like a group I was in, right? And we were taking forever to put together a project. And when we did, people were still listening to CDs. And we sold our CDs, right? So like we sold $5 a pop. We sold a lot of CDs, right? So it's like, all right, cool. So we can actually sell. I have people that know me that will actually literally buy my music.
Right.
So I kept that in mind all these years. That was 2018. I kept that in mind all these years. And so then just conversations with my team, like, yo, how should we do this? Should we drop it this way, drop it that way? It's like, all right. So I think that the common theme was, website. Put it on the website, right? We had a whole other idea for the website, which we still want to do, but it just made sense. Let's just make the project the first thing we sell, right? And that's out there. And then as far as dropping the singles, bit by bit as the project is out, that was my boy Lotto. Right? He's one of the producers we work with. He produced and engineered him and Diz the whole project. Right? So they made all the beats, and then Lotto did all the mixing. And so like he was like, yo, you should drop the singles that people are really gravitating to.
Okay,
right? Put those out there, and then leave some stuff that's just going to be on the project. You got to go get the project to feel. And maybe in the future we'll put it all out there. But, right now it's working this way.
I love that though, because I feel like streaming is such a challenge for artists.
It's a vacuum. You throw your song in there, it's like it can just it's just gone. It's in the mix, right? And it's like it's hard to, when you drop something that's been sitting out there for so long, it's hard to get it back into the algorithm without a viral moment. Right? So it's like, we're not banking on a viral moment. We're like, let's just put the project out there. People once they bought it, you got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can listen to whatever you want to listen to. But now self-esteem's out there, Feel is out there already. Feel been out since last year, last summer, I believe. And now self-esteem is out. So we got 2 singles from the project out already. We'll probably drop 2, 3 more until we go on to the next project. But in between that, I have written some music. I have recorded some things, and there's gonna be some stuff to come. It's just like, it's kind of hard to figure out when I want to put it out in the midst of all of this. Right?
That makes sense.
I'm also big on timing. Like, all right, like the timing got to be right. And of course, now is the best time. It's also a thing of right now something else is working. It's working, and it feels right. It feels good. So I don't want to kind of step on my own toes.
Right.
And I feel like music, the way I make it, it don't get old. Like,
I feel like it's definitely timeless for sure.
For sure. Like some of these verses on the project is years old.
Wow.
Years old.
Now my next question for you is, so a little birdie told me that you are a dad. Yeah. So I gotta ask, being a dad and of course being an artist, what is that like? Like, oh my gosh,
being a dad and being an artist is it's challenging. But it's rewarding, right? Because I was doing music and making music before I had my daughter. And now I have my daughter, and now that I have this understanding of how to do both things
right
at all times, it's beautiful. There's not really a balance you can keep because you gotta always be a dad. Like, we was a little late and had to drop my daughter off to her mom before we got here. So that take a little bit of time. This morning had to go to dance school. I'm saying, get her.
Oh my gosh, you be dancing?
Yeah, I'm a dance dad, so I'm all in there.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's like, it's the most rewarding thing. Like that's like it's 2 of my favorite things. So it's rewarding. It feels good to do both things, especially on days like this. Like my whole day is geared around being a dad and being a rapper. That's
right.
it for the day. After this, I go pick her up, back to the crib. Hook up lunch, and then we chilling. So yeah, it's beautiful. It's man, being a dad is fire. Sure.
I love that, and I love that you said with being a dad, it's 24/7, and that's not something that you can just turn off from, because I feel like I don't hear a lot of men say that, and I think that's amazing too. It just shows you really are involved in your daughter's life, and I think that's so cute. And she's a dancer.
Absolutely, and she's I think.
So she got the musical gene.
Yeah, she got all of that. She liked to sing. She liked to dance. Like today, on the ride back to the house, she's like, sing me a song, right? And we singing R&B songs, singing Sweet Lady, singing Maxwell, and then she's learning the words to the song, trying to sing it, but she learned the melody first, so she's and it's fire. So it's fun. She make it fun. She's mad smart too. So I think a lot of people, a lot of dudes, a lot of dudes be resenting their kids sometimes. I think that's what it be, because having a child does slow you down sometimes.
It
slows you down, not in a negative, it makes. That's a bad way to put it. It makes you slow down. Right?
Yeah, because okay, this is what I always tell people too, because my sister, she had my niece. My niece is 2 now.
Yeah.
And like I live with my sister. So it's like I seen everything like firsthand because before, you know, my niece, I'm the youngest.
Right.
So it's like I've never seen no little kids, whatever. But I've seen how much like when you really have a kid, like, yo, the sacrifice, like it's not about you anymore. And I think a lot of people don't take that as serious as they should, or like they don't really understand that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you aren't ready to be like selfless as a person, then don't have kids.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if you ever really hit that point until you have to be. Like,
right.
I don't know if I was ready to be selfless. I mean, but you know, I've always also like I have a little sister, right? So I knew about like half whatever's mine is hers. Like my father like instilled that in me from early. Like whatever you got, if you got a penny, cut that shit in half. It's half your sister's, right? So it's like that's just always been in me. So having a daughter to me was just kind of like a rollover of that. My sister prepared me for that, and I think like even aside from that, like having friends from young that like you break bread with for real. Like I was always accustomed to breaking bread, sharing my space, homies come sleep over, my cousins sleeping over. Like so, I come from a fairly big family. So like having a kid for me, like being selfless, it isn't too far from what I'm used to. But at the same time, being totally selfless, like yo, like it's not about me. Like even doing this music, like it's what I want to do, but it's bigger than me now because the wrong move compromises everything, but the right move, you know, it can change our lives. Yeah. So yeah, like I think that's really what it's all about.
Okay, I gotta interview more parents. I love this so much.
Shout out to all of the dads that's like, you know, doing their own thing. Yeah. Being able to, you know, be a active father. Because that's really what it is. Like anybody can, you know, be the dad, the fun dad, whatever. Like that's not too hard to do. But being an active dad, like getting up early and, you know, doing the potty training, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't homeschool my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta keep up with a lot of shit with my kid because or she'll fall behind. Like everything with her rides on us. Everything. Like her whole existence rides on us. Her social interactions, her education, everything. We take all of that into our hands. Even as far as like, you know, she homeschools, so like we gotta be healthy all the time too. I can't afford to get sick because it's like I get sick, now I can't work, I can't do music, and I can get her sick. Yeah. It's just like it's mad at that. But yeah, shout out to the fathers and the mothers too. You know, shout out to all the parents that like do their own shit, but they make sure that they never slack in their parenthood. That's amazing. It's easy to do.
Shout out to all the parents.
Sure.
I will be a TT for a little more longer.
Yeah. As long as you can. As long as you can, for sure.
Because I see it. Now, I do want to talk about your team, of course, and your label. You mentioned it a little bit earlier in the interview. Can you just tell everybody, you know, what it's been like having a team and how you feel like that has impacted you as an artist?
Having a team is the best thing for any artist. Like, if you don't have a team of people that's going to play the roles that they're supposed to play so you can play your role, then it's going to take you, you're going to find yourself in that desperation mode we were talking about. Right. So, yeah, my team is in here with me right now. They're sitting over here. Like, and again, everybody playing their role. You can bro on the camera, you know what I'm saying? And and even playing their role, like, ain't even the right word because there's so many roles to be played and there's 4 of us, right? And so we just do what needs to be done at all times. And having a team, like I said, is the best thing any artist can have, especially at an early level. Right. Because, again, like, you know, you don't want to have to think so much about everything. Yeah. Because you want to focus on making the art from a pure space. So my team definitely helps that. And even aside from just the art thing, like, you know, like, you kind of like form this brotherhood. We forming this brotherhood, like this bonding thing where it's like, yo, you know, like niggas is involved and invested into what we all got going on individually. You know, we just all so happen to be on this path of music and entertainment and media. Okay. Aladdin is a DJ before I met him. You know, Oz was in college, but you know, to do journalism and radio at first, right? And now he mans the camera and you feel me, you know, sets up interviews and things like that, sets up the content. You know, Justin, he worked at a magazine company. He just orchestrated, you know, a super dope event that we just went to.
I did see that. I did see that. Okay.
I like to call him like, that's our industry nigga, right? Yeah. Bro, like he's so in tune with everything. He's tapped in. You feel me? Like he helped us stay tapped in. You know, like he makes sure that, yo, like that's this event, niggas should go to this. Yo, this is all the events happening. Right. You know what I'm saying? get into what you can get into.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
that's important.
We go outside when we need to and when we should be. So we keep each other on point. You know what I'm saying? And then we also real honest with one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, I didn't grow up with these guys. You know? Mm-hmm. They have a relationship prior to me, but I feel like the meld is still beautiful. It still works because my personality fits into what they already got going on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like to a degree, like they like the homies that I was missing growing up, and I'm the homie that they didn't have growing up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it works out good for business and for personal.
I love that, and I think that's important too. Like whoever you have on your team as an artist, like it should be. You guys should be able to mesh well, and it should be organic. Like the best relationships, that I see with artists and their management or their team or whatever, is like people that they would hang out with, like on a regular basis. For sure. Like I think that's important.
We done had some fun ass nights. We had some good times. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Like we done traveled a little bit together, like doing shows in other states and stuff like that.
That's right.
Our first time we went to Ohio, cramped up in the coupe in Gus's joint. In the two-door.
I feel a few times.
Yeah.
But I think too, like those are things that like you don't forget. They make so much great memories.
It's the journey. It's the journey. Like, like when we sitting in some fly, some big body shit, somebody else driving, you know what I'm saying, or jumping off a flight, just moving different with it. So we're gonna reflect on these times right now.
Right.
We got an event coordinator that's setting up the whole event. We just pulling up, doing our shit and going and, collecting what we got to collect from the venue. Like, it's going to feel different, but it's going, like, we know the process of doing it all. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes like, as we expand on the team, because we've all played so many roles on other teams as well, it's like, we know what we need and we know how to, like, delegate tasks. And again, it's going to make us better because now, like, Oz know what he do so good. He found his passion through this. Like, he found what he's passionate about. Like, he does it well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Aladdin, he already knew what he was good at for the most part. He's finding new things, but he knows where he thrives at on the team. That's where he thrives at. You know what I'm saying? I know where I thrive. All of us know when we thrive. It's like, once we're able to lighten the weight on our shoulders and delegate some more tasks, we're going to get so much better.
I can't wait to see. Okay, a couple years from now, I'm be like, okay, I see you.
I'm 6 to 8 months.
Right.
6 to 8 months. Quote it, write it down. 6 to 8 months.
Okay, you said it here first. Six to 8 months.
We locked in. And if you want to lock in with us, April 25th, come lock in.
Now, my final question for you. If you could leave the viewers, your fans, with one thing to remember about you, what would it be and why?
One thing about me? Slow program better than no program. So whatever motion you got going on, like y'all was saying earlier, right? Like being an entrepreneur and figuring out how to make money, right? Even if it's $10, you figured out how to make $10.
Right.
Keep making that $10. Overdo it, right? Overdo it. Everything you got to do, overdo it. And keep overdoing it. And then find something else that works and keep overdoing it. And it don't matter if it's $1, $10, like everything, like slow program better than no program. You don't got to make $1 million at one time. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to make 100,000 at one time. Like it's $274 a day to get to 100K in a year. You feel me? And then $1 million, you do the math. You know what I'm saying? 274. You feel me? Like, so you keep doing the math and you know what you got to do daily. Break those tasks down and attack them as you can attack them. Take your time. Don't rush to do shit because that's how you make the wrong move. And like I said before, the wrong move can compromise everything. So slow program better than no program. Take your time.
I love that. And I think so many people can definitely relate to that. Whatever you're doing in life, like to just keep going. And to your point, like the baby steps will get you to the bigger goal. So I just want to thank you so much for chatting with me. We had a good old time. Let everybody know where they can follow you, find you, all that.
You can follow me on all platforms at Justice Samari, JusticeSamari. It's Justice Samari, not Justices Amari, not Justice Samurai. Justice Samari. All of the links, all of the streaming, Justice Samari. You can Google Justice Samari. I'm the only one for real. Everything I just named is all gonna pop up. Shows, everything. So, thank you for having us. Appreciate you, Kristen.
Of course. Thank you. Alrighty.